Hello, Bariatric Warriors. We are back with a new episode of the Bariatric Warrior podcast, here advocating and supporting the bariatric community through the ups and the downs, where we share the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm Steph.
And I'm Bex.
And we are so happy you are here with us today. So let's get into it. Bex, we missed you last week, but we are so happy you're back.
I know. I'm happy to be back. I'm sorry, guys. I had some family stuff I had to go deal with, and a wedding and a funeral. It was, it was classic wedding and a funeral. I don't know what to say about that. It's good to be back for sure.
Well, we're happy to have you here. And in this episode, we're going to talk about support and advocacy and what launched yesterday.
Well, Steph, why don't you tell us what launched yesterday? Give us a little rundown.
I've been advocating for not only myself, but also the entire bariatric community through the last almost 4 years of this journey. And it's always been my dream or my passion project to be able to reach and help so many people in the community. And I feel the point of at JBY and winning the Bariatric Advocate of the Year award, and that being the last award, and then literally getting a standing ovation, that instilled inside of me, like, yes, Steph, you are meant to do this. It is time. So of course, I talked to Kelly, who runs Berry Branded, and she helps with, so many things. Obviously, small businesses podcasts as being a virtual assistant, as well as making websites, etc. So I reached out to her.
She does everything.
She does everything. Let's be real. And I reached out to her. I did the discovery call. I told her my dream, and she made it come to life. And it has been a wild 2 months of getting this all together and meetings and all the things. And Bex is making our logos. And then I'm over here. I don't know how to use Canva. I'm just like, sure, does this work?
Been a steep learning curve, that is for sure. I think for
Canva
both
is
of
a
us.
learning curve, yes.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to share everything and be authentic, because I don't care about how many followers I have. It's always been about genuine connection for me. And I share everything because I've been in that situation where no one was talking about the complications, and I felt very alone and isolated. I started talking about it, and because I started talking about it, it gave a voice to everyone else who was going through something too. And I have always pushed to advocate not only for the people with the complications, everyone in the community. And it doesn't matter if you've had bariatric surgery, it doesn't matter if you're on a GLP-1, it doesn't matter if you're on any type of wellness journey or in the chronic illness community. I'm your girl. I'm always there rooting you on, and sharing the real raw stuff. If it helps even one person not feel alone, then that is amazing.
Mhm.
And obviously, as a registered nurse, I have a multi-state nursing license, so I can do nursing care virtual or in home, the compact states, which is a majority of the states. And with my chronic illness and stuff, it's hard for me to go back to full-time bedside nursing.
Yeah.
And I take this as, all right, this is your purpose, dreamed of this. This is your passion project, and you are deserving and worthy of this dream and doing what is in your heart, what you love, and that's to help people. And when I was on that stage, I realized my impact is greater than I ever imagined. And I never saw something like what I'm doing kind of in the community or like anywhere else. Like, sure, there's care management nurses and utilization nursing and insurance nurses and social workers, as well as patient advocates in a hospital. But how about the ones that are not in the hospital?
Or they're still trying to find a diagnosis. So they're not in a
Definitely.
hospital, they're just jumping from specialist to specialist.
Mhm.
you're the one that can kind of help them know what to say, right? And
Yeah,
know who to
and
ask.
definitely. And it's about support, it's about guidance, it's about coaching, it's about being a patient advocate. And whether that be if you need me to be your advocate and your voice and talk to these doctors and whatnot, or you need me to guide you and help you navigate through that. Because yes, I have both clinical experience, but I also have very much lived experience as I am a bariatric patient. I have had common and rare complications, more rare than common. That's something that we'll get into in a different episode, the difference.
Mhm.
And I have a nursing background, but I have had to advocate so damn hard for myself, even as a nurse. And doctors still don't listen to you, even if you have a medical background. You're
Yeah.
still gaslighted. You still have medical PTSD. But I'm always the type of person who's like, no, we're not giving up. That is not something that we're going to do. And if you're struggling and you need genuine support of someone who is going to go to bat for you and go above and beyond, the value in that is great.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh well, I feel bad charging people for this type of stuff. And but every single person who, I've said that to and asked, they're like, but Steph, what you have and what you do for this community is invaluable. We know the type of person you are, and this is the best thing for you, and you are the person. If anyone in the community, you are the person that
You
this
know.
is meant for to do.
Yeah.
I had to get out of my mind, because I'm out thinking all these things, and I wanted to
You have
make it.
to realize that you deserve
Mhm,
to be paid for what you do and that your skill set is useful and worthy and valid.
mhm,
And that it's not just something like, yeah, it's wonderful that Jesus, that you have given all of this support for so long, without being paid.
mhm,
But at this point, now you want to do more
mhm.
and go beyond that and really provide an in-depth experience for people.
Definitely. I wanted to make it affordable and for people to be able to use this resource. And yes, I offer payment plans. I always tell my clients, if you're struggling, just message me. Like, I am flexible. I rather you get the help that you need, and we can worry about the financial part later, because I want you to get the best care. And I want you to not suffer financially when you're already suffering from other things at the moment. And
Right. That shouldn't be your worry necessarily, but
I am pouring my whole heart into this, as I have for the last 4 years. And it's about the people. That's what it's about. This community showed up big time for me. And I am so grateful and appreciative of every single person who helped save my life. And I've always lived the life of be awesome, pay it forward, which is what my dad would always say. I have it tattooed on my wrist. I think that's where I get the nurturing type of, caring side of me is from my dad.
mhm,
And I always say this, and I said it in my speech when I presented the Bariatric Warrior Award at the second JBY to Maddie. I always use the reference that if you take an acorn and you drop it into a bucket of water and you watch it, the ripples go out. And when the water reaches the edges of the bucket, the ripples then come back. So what you put out into the world will always come back to you tenfold.
mhm,
And so that is how my dad lived, and that's how I live my life. And so this is me pouring back into the community more and
mhm.
wanting to expand and help so many more people, because no one should suffer in silence.
Yeah. Yeah. So other than being a patient advocate, if they're having complications or chronic illness and they just need help kind of navigating that system, I hear there's also going to be another form of help and advocacy and care that you're going to be providing for people. Maybe post-op, maybe what you did for me.
Yeah, so obviously, I have 11 years experience in doing bedside nursing and taking care of pre and post-surgical patients, whether that be bariatric surgery, whether that be skin removal or plastics. I took care of Bex for 2 rounds of hers, and she took care of me for my 1 round.
Yep.
And she also came and took care of me when I was in the hospital from a GI bleed and stuff. So yeah, I am also offering a service to be a private nurse, obviously in compact states because that's where I can actually work with my license. I am also insured, so that's another step of making you feel comfortable and safe, knowing that you're going to get the best care. So with private nursing, obviously that could be navigating pre-op and post-op, whether it's bariatric surgery or skin removal, also spine and neurological surgery are two of my specialties as well. And it could be in person or it could be virtually. In person definitely takes a lot of work, especially when you're recovering from plastics.
Like
Or not.
staying up 24 hours a day for at least 2 days usually.
Yeah, you're not going to sleep. And I have worked about 5 years clinically, about 2.5 years in plastic surgery, and actually going to take care of people in patients' houses. And then, of course, I took care of Bex for her 2 rounds as well. And so it's a lot. And until you go through it, you don't even know.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's another service I will be providing. If you're interested in any of these things, book a discovery call. We can chat, whether you're just needing, once a month support to navigate things, or if you're needing more complex support, and all of that. So yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I love that you're doing that. We had talked about that like what, 2.5 years ago, even before I had my plastics. We had talked, not just you and me, but our whole support group for Athenix had talked about the need for this. Because I still hear it to this day of people saying, I'm planning to get plastics or I'd love to get plastics, but I don't have anybody to come take care of me. My partner works, or my family members are working or too far away, or my friends obviously can't just take a week or two off of work to come and stay with me. And especially if you're traveling for surgeries, that's always the challenge, to find someone who's willing to travel with you and do all that. It's not cheap. It's not easy. For example, Athenix does offer for a nurse to come and stay with you for the first like 24, 48 hours, I believe, but it's not cheap. And not that your services would be cheap, but your services at the very least, you'd probably offer payment plans. Whereas like
Oh yeah,
Athenix,
and it would
not so
be
much.
it would be way cheaper than, that them, for
Potentially, yeah, yeah.
yes.
But it would still, yeah, it would be knowing that you don't have to worry if, like for my last surgery with my thighs, I was obviously devastated that you weren't local to, Athenix anymore in Bellevue, Washington. But I had one of those instances where my mother was supposed to be there. She is a retired physician, so she has the medical background. She was supposed to be there and she had to have emergency surgery 2 days before I had surgery. So we had to suddenly pivot, and my husband had to take PTO that he did not have. He had to take from the next year's PTO. So this year he has like no PTO. And in order to come and be with me and stay with me and take care of me, and he didn't know what he was doing. I think it was way more stressful on both of us than it should have been. In this instance, it would have been, oh, great. Like I've got Steph, I know she's going to be there. I don't have to worry about some last minute thing or my partner not having enough PTO or, whatever it is, and you're covered. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's a really wonderful thing, a needed thing. And especially if they're local to you by any chance or within easy driving distance, you can be like, great, I've got wedges, I've got all the medical
Oh,
supplies,
yeah.
I've got everything.
Yeah, I
you
probably
know?
do. I have
Yeah.
literally everything.
Yeah, exactly. Which is when I showed up, I think both times, but in particular my first time, before we like really knew what we needed.
Hmm.
I showed up and Steph had this three-tiered setup next to the bed with like, I'm not joking, everything you could possibly need. And I didn't need 90% of it, but that's not the point. Steph was prepared. She
I'm
had it all.
prepared. Yep. Ah. I mean, you never know what you're gonna need.
I mean, that's true. That's true. I didn't need it, but you're right. Somebody else might need it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, even if you had someone to help you, not everyone likes drains and bodily fluids, etc.
People get
So,
queasy.
or like they don't know what to do in an instance of shit, your blood sugar is, tanking type of thing. So that's where it's nice to have someone who has been through it personally and clinically have taken care of so many people through this journey. I am excited to offer that as well. And again, if it's something that is financially straining, we can discuss. I am very flexible. Honestly, I just want to make sure that you get the best and safest care that you need. And because if you're doing this alone, I guarantee you that you are going to hurt yourself and your recovery is going to end up taking longer. And I don't want that. I
Yeah.
want you to have a smooth and easy recovery where you don't have to worry about anything. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. I think it's a wonderful service for the community and love seeing your passion for not just bariatrics, but passion for others really come to life. So we
Yeah.
have a website. You want to tell people about the website?
Yes. So we have the website. It launched last evening. It's called bariatricwarriorsupport.com and it's beautiful. Go look at it.
It is.
A lot of people don't know my full story. I mean, it's a lot to actually go into, and I'm pretty sure I miss parts because I wasn't there half the time during it. But if you want to kind of know the cliff notes of a majority of my story, it is on that first page.
Mhm.
And I also go into where I met my support person, which is on this podcast with me. Her name is Bex. She's not only my podcast co-host, but she's also my best friend. And I love you.
Love you.
And having that person who is there and you can just talk whatever the fuck shit you need to talk out. I could send her 8,000 messages in a row of me just fucking ranting or venting. And she's like, I get it because I'm also neurodivergent.
Yeah.
That's the type of people that we are drawn to and are friends with. So this is why we're best friends. The first time that I met Bex was actually the first, I guess, meetup thing that I have ever been to in the bariatric community. And of course, I was in Tacoma, Washington. And I'm just so grateful because then our friendship just kind of blossomed from there. And we've gotten to take care of each other during surgery recoveries, but we've also planned meetups and we've had meetups in Oregon and Washington and done giveaways and etc. And so that was super fun too. And of
Mhm.
course, we still are going to do that. I definitely want to do one in North Carolina. There are these really cool Airbnbs that are like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and Star Wars themed, literally like 10 minutes from me.
We need Lord of the Rings immediately right now. And
I
then
mean,
Star Wars, Harry Potter, I'll pass. But don't get me wrong. I literally have, I can't point to it, but I have like a whole shelf of Harry Potter stuff up here. Love Harry Potter. Don't like the author. So, but I am down for Lord of the Rings, which I have a whole shelf of Lord of the Rings that's hiding behind that
okay,
chair.
but we have to like
I gotta
do
do
this
it.
in 2026 when you have PTO to use
Yeah. And then I'll bring
your lightsaber.
my lightsaber and we can have lightsaber wars. Mine's battle ready too, so you know.
Nice. But yeah, no, we have lots of things planned. There is Bex's little bio too, and what she offers,
Yeah, on the
and
website.
also about the podcast. There's going to be merch on there soon, which Bex is
I'm
creating.
working on. Yep.
And we're just really excited to have this resource for all of you. And I'm just super excited to see the future of all of this because there's also other things to come that aren't on the website yet that are
Yeah.
working
In the works. Yeah.
in the works. But yeah, I wanted my very best friend who has lots to offer herself to be a part of this and be a resource to provide help to the community as well. And she's been there since the beginning by my side, and she's going to be there until the end because you're stuck with me.
Oh, darn. Shucks.
But on that note, Bex, would you like to explain a little bit about what you do and are offering that is on the website, etc.?
Well, I mean, obviously, co-host of this podcast, so I'll be doing that. That's number one. And then number two, the stuff that I offer is adjacent to what Steph is going to offer. Mine is different. It's separate, but it's adjacent. It's other different support. So I'm a certified personal trainer and a certified behavior change specialist as well. I've got a background in psychology, sociology, addictions counseling, and social work. So, my background primarily allows me to do a lot of coaching as well as personal training, obviously. I help people, kind of, I've done both pre, immediate post op, and people who have been on this journey for a long time. Because the way that I approach personal training as well is like, you're a whole person. I can't just teach you how to work out without addressing everything else. I
Mhm.
can't just teach you to work out without addressing your mindset, without addressing your mental health, without addressing your experience and background with food, with exercise, with your body. We address body image issues. We work through all of that, right? If stuff is in depth, I'm going to tell you to go to a therapist. I have my scope of practice and I'm not a licensed or dietitian or nutritionist, but I can give general help with that. I also just do coaching in general for mindset, for helping you to lose regain. I got all that experience. So that's what I do. I also, a little bit different than Steph, but I have helped multiple patients navigate through getting ready for bariatric surgery, having bariatric surgery. I've also been there as a help person. My brain
Patient
is not giving me
advocate.
words. Support person. Yeah, basically, but without actually advocating to doctors. But being able to be there with somebody and go through the actual bariatric surgery and be there when they go in, be there when they come out, walk them through this is what to expect, all those things. And then, of course, beyond that, how do you navigate immediate post op? Especially because, as we know, this journey it's a psychological journey. It's not just physical,
But
it's
yeah,
mental. It's,
emotional, mental, and
yeah.
physical. Yeah, that first week you're gonna be like, what the hell did I do to
What did
my
I just do?
And then you're gonna go, why am I crying at nothing?
Yep.
Because fat
You're
and
exhausted.
fat,
Yep.
estrogen, you're
Yep.
burning that damn estrogen.
Yep. Yep, exactly. So I have that experience as well. My website is linked on our website because I have a separate website for my personal training. But if you go on my website and you don't see something that you need or you want something very specific that's not necessarily listed, just reach out to me. If you do want help with like the mindset piece and setting goals for yourself, but not maybe necessarily exercise, that's fine. I got you. I've got that experience. And if you're neurodivergent, that's also where I excel as well. Because honestly, if you've ever seen any of my videos, if you've ever watched me talk, you know that I can't stay on topic to save my damn life. So you
I
got to
think
be neurodivergent to get.
they listened to our We're Back episode and realized that.
Yeah, it's not my fault. My brain don't
I
work right.
mean,
Okay.
we did say that literally we could probably talk about all of these things and it would take us like 30 years to finish.
Right. I mean, we've talked about the fact, I think, in that episode that we have a literal list that's
Yep.
forever long, and included in that is neurodivergence. But yeah, I think almost every single one of my personal training clients have been or are neurodivergent. So that's kind of where I excel as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
So
offer.
it's exciting, to have her as a resource as well, because yes, we do two very different things, but I think it's important to
They're
have both.
parallel.
Yeah,
They're
they're
parallel.
parallel, and I think it's important to have both because where I can't help you, Bex could maybe help you, or where Bex may not be able to help you, I could be able to help you. And in the future, we would love to expand and
Yes.
provide more resources and be able to refer people to registered
Yes,
dietitians
please. We
or
met.
mental health therapists. people who have a background in the more holistic side of things. And because some people don't want to take actual
A bunch of
medicine,
drugs, yeah.
big pharma medicine.
Or sometimes those medicine come with 10 more side effects.
Exactly. I
So,
mean, I can attest to that.
yeah.
So I always like to offer the holistic approach too, and what things work for different things that way. And we have an exciting thing that we'll be announcing soon because I'm going to go meet with someone that I met in the community here where I live. And she has shared her story with me. And she is just a wonderful person. Through and through. She comes with her own background of chronic illness and working through using holistic, herbs and supplements and aromatherapy, etc., to help with certain things. And also, she does it for, benefiting her mental health. She says that it's very healing to talk about your journey
Yeah.
and to be a part of helping other people, especially because me and Bex have chronic illnesses too. We are a part of that community. And it's funny, but not funny, that we also have very similar chronic illnesses because, of course,
Neurodivergence,
neurodivergence, EDS,
MCAS, pot.
Passer mast cell, POTS, reactive hypoglycemia. Basically, we're the same person, but we're not. Yes, and we have our heart in that community too.
Mhm.
I'm super excited to talk to her, and she's going to be on our podcast as well. And then keep branching out and, providing those resources. I mean, it's Bariatric Warrior Support. So many things can fall under that. And that's kind of why I chose that name, because I also am planning on doing things in the future of being able to help people with complications get surgeries that they may need, or skin removal surgeries, or even bariatric surgery if your damn insurance is being a pain in the ass. It's about me giving back and paying it forward because the community has helped me get my life-saving surgery revision. And I want to provide that to everyone that I can. Obviously, I'm not rich, but I will eventually have a foundation to be able to do that. So that is something that is going to come in the future that I'm excited about.
Yeah, because we know that this whole process from bariatric surgery, whether insurance covers it or not,
Mm-hmm.
to skin removal, to complications, revision surgeries, all of those things, GLP-1s, like all of that is so expensive.
Yes, it is.
Which is why both of us, like, we can take payment plans. I mean, I'll be real, I keep my prices pretty darn low. They probably shouldn't
Yeah.
be that low, but that's not the point. I did
Mm-hmm.
that also on purpose for the same reason that you're doing it, is that, like, I know how fucking expensive this whole
Mm-hmm.
thing is. We can't, we're not made of money. No one is in this community, really. So being able to offer, not quite sliding scale, lower like prices, or being able to offer payment plans to help people navigate this, because it's not easy and you want the support, but when you don't have the money, but you still need the support, like how are you supposed to get it? So yeah. And I think the foundation is really going to be wonderful for that, when we can get there, because yeah, you're going to be able to support so many more people, so many more things.
Definitely. So there's lots of exciting things coming.
Plus, we have like 5 million, not 5 million, that's a major exaggeration, but there's like 5 million people who have already sent in jot form,
Awesome.
requests to be on the podcast, which we love you all. We are so excited to have so many people interested. But just please be patient with us. We're only recording twice a month right now
Yeah.
and only recording once a month with guests.
Mm-hmm.
So we it might be a little bit, but we're gonna get you guys on our schedule, we promise.
So we promise, and of course, if you don't hear from us for, you
Couple
know, a
days.
couple days, like know that, we're not ignoring you at all.
We just are busy and have lives or
Oh,
are
yeah.
ill or
Or we're ill, or we're at a doctor's appointment. Tomorrow I have to go talk to the urology surgeon about my damn kidney stone,
yep. Yeah.
which fucking ruined my trip. I was gonna be with Bex and
I know. I was gonna see you in like 3.5 days,
Cheryl
4 days.
Mel and Dylan and Frank and Joanne, and I'm so
Mhm.
I cried about it lots.
I know.
Felt bad. I felt like I was disappointing people.
Not at all.
But they all reminded me that is in your head, Steph. We want you to take care of your health. Your health comes first.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna get there. Hopefully, maybe November. Maybe come for Friendsgiving.
I say maybe we can, yeah, we can do that. We can set something up and some
Yeah,
sort of get together for then.
that'd be fun to do like
Which
a
speaking of
Friendsgiving or something. Oh yeah.
watching, this is my MCAS
And like
reaction.
my knuckles like to bust open and my hands will be all like red and shit.
Yeah.
And then they won't heal very well because obviously I'm washing my hands a lot. Yep.
My brain is just like, where is it? Why? I'm not doing anything. I'm literally just sitting here. What's happening?
Fucking histamine.
Uh, whole
Yeah.
other episode. We will talk about that at some
There's
point if
so
you
many
guys are
things to talk about.
confused, but
I know, right? So since we're on the topic of obviously advocacy and
mhm.
support, can you tell me a little bit about your experience, not only with like medical care and support after or pre-surgery and after surgery, but also family support, friends support, obviously your husband?
Mhm.
Were there any relationships that are no longer relationships? Because we know that can happen too.
I am a lucky one. I have lost no friendships. At least no friendships due to bariatric surgery or losing weight or anything like that.
Mhm.
But I will say that, one of the things that I think is so important about this podcast and like this group of people like that we're this whole community that we're part of is the fact that like because I get a lot of comments from people who have not had bariatric surgery or who are not chronically ill or do not have complications. Like they get annoyed, they get frustrated when you talk about it. And like, oh God, you're always talking about your health. I'm like, yeah, because it impacts every single fucking thing in my life. Are you kidding me? Every day. And, I get a lot of like, well, it's all in your head. You're making it up. Yeah. So I do get that from some of my family members and friends. So I do try to keep those things to myself when I can. It's hard sometimes when it impacts every part of your life, but that's why I love this group of people that we are a part of because everybody gets it. And
Yeah.
everybody goes, yeah, yeah, I'm struggling with that too. And I thought nobody talked about it. And oh no, we talk about this here. We talk about everything here.
We talk
So
about poop.
the good, the bad, the ugly. We talk about poop. Yep, all the things. Yeah. I'm really grateful though that I haven't lost any friends. My husband is phenomenal. That man met me at 300 plus pounds, married me at almost 400, loved me through all of it, and loved me now that I'm 200. He's wonderful. And my mother was the very first person, including before my husband, who said the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
She supported it 100%. And I was terrified for all of it, including my plastics. Terrified. I had panic attacks like crazy.
I was there.
And I'm pretty sure I called you multiple times, like a couple weeks before my surgery, like freaking out. It's my mother said to me, and something that has stuck with me, and I will always repeat it to everybody, including all of my clients, is that you deserve to live in a body you love. And if you are not happy where you are at, then it's okay to do something about it.
Yeah.
And when she said that you deserve to live in a body you love, and then she also said to me, how long are you going to let your fear control you? Those two things my mother has said to me have stuck with me my entire journey. And they are the reason that I have made every choice that I have made to actually go down this road, to actually have all these surgeries. And I will say that I had no idea that I was this strong, if that makes sense. Before I had any of these surgeries, I was scared all the time about everything. I had so much health anxiety. I still have health anxiety, but it's very different now. It's like, oh, chronic shit, great. We're dealing with this again, But before I had bariatric surgery, anything that happened, I would just spiral and think I was going to die, that I was very much in a very destructive, negative place. And I thought that I was worthless and I had a very negative opinion of myself. But then after choosing this, going through a lot of therapy as well, and then surrounding myself with this community, I've been like, oh my gosh, I can do fucking anything. Plastic surgery is not for the weak. And I've gone through 3 rounds. And do I want more? Absolutely not. I do not want any more surgeries in my entire life if I can ever help it, which is unrealistic. But at the same time, I did that. And I got through it, and I got through it with pretty good attitude. So, yeah, I think, yeah, in terms of support, I have just had phenomenal support the whole way
That's
around,
that's awesome.
including you, of course, since you took care of me for 2 plastic surgeries. And you've been there for every time I have health anxiety. I'm like, all right, Steph, tell me I'm not going crazy. Tell me I'm not dying because I think I'm dying. Steph's like, you're not dying. Calm down. I'm like, great. Okay, cool. We're good. There's something about a health professional saying to you, like, you're okay. Take a deep breath. Here's what you should do. And that is what Steph does. She is phenomenal at that, at calming you down and like helping you think straight, and getting on the right path. So, yeah, I've had really wonderful support and advocacy through my whole journey. Along with, since my mother is also a physician, so same thing. She's been there like all of my appointments, and she's there to kind of help me keep me on track because I'm very emotional, and she is very not emotional. So she balances that out and is able to tell me, calm down, Rebecca. It's going to be okay.
And we've both met each other's mothers.
Yes, yes. And we both love each other's mothers.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then your support system. I mean, I know I've been there for a few years now, but I know it's not always been wonderful.
Oh, no. Yeah. So my support system, I moved to Washington, and a lot of my journey, even if I was in a relationship, I was very much alone. And
Yeah.
my last relationship, he would not go in the hospital. Obviously, it was COVID too, like so visitors weren't a thing, but when you could visit,
Then he was, ugh.
he wouldn't go to the hospital, he wouldn't go to appointments. He did absolutely nothing. I went through the hell all alone,
Hmm.
physically. I had my community online. I had Bex, and then I met Monica. And Monica was a super
We love
I love
Monica. She's
Monica.
been there for me too, for like all 3 surgeries too. And when Steph wasn't there, Monica
Monica
was there.
and Monica had bags of shit for Steph
Hmm.
for Bex to use through her
Yep.
surgery that I left her. Yes. Meeting Monica and like helping her through her complications and us growing super close and having that person like right there. And she would drive me to Seattle to go to my freaking appointments and stuff. And I'm just so grateful for her and her friendship too. It's so important to not only have your online friends, but also in person. And that's been something that's been very hard for me since moving here. Because, yes, I grew up coming here, but I don't know anyone here. I don't
Yeah.
have any friends here.
I don't really have any friends locally either, so I feel
Yeah,
you.
so it's definitely been a big change. Yes, we're closer to family, but obviously that's still a plane ride away. And my support has basically been my honey.
Hmm.
And he met me. He told me, "Don't make me fall in love with you." I told him because I literally was getting a pH manometry test. I'm like, this is probably gonna freak you the fuck out. But this is what's happening. I sent him a damn picture. He's like, "You're so cute."
Hmm.
And I, told him if you're not prepared or ready to be in a relationship with someone who is chronically ill, to be there for the good and the bad and the ugly, don't do it because I don't want to be hurt. And, he fully embraced me. He always said, "Steph, you're amazing. I don't look at you like you're chronically ill. I know you are, but I don't see you that way. And that
Not the
dude,
sole thing that defines you for him.
yeah. And he knows my heart and the love that I give, etc. And the funny thing of us both being from Florida, and we probably missed each other like in passing bajillions of times. He lost his mother. It was a year, January 9th, the day after my birthday, to pancreatic cancer. And that sucks. And you don't want to trauma bond with someone, but losing a parent is something that we both have gone through. And he always says that his mom put me in his life. And that man, we were only dating like a month and a half. He fucking took care of my wounds. He milked my drains.
Huh? Yep.
He wiped my ass if I needed to. He has literally been there
And that was
every single time.
so wonderful too for me to see because, yeah, your ex never showed up. I think I had come and stayed with you multiple times for like a week each time. And I think I saw him twice.
Mm-hmm.
One time he showed up and brought food. We're like, that's cool, thank you. But then he like, didn't stick around. He just like left.
Mm-hmm.
Saw you in the parking lot. It was just, and then when you were in the hospital with your GI bleed, he didn't fucking show up.
No.
And I was like, I'm coming up there. I mean, I got there like right when you were about to get out, but he wasn't there for you at all for that. And then here Greg walks in and he's like, all right, let's do this. I'm
Yep.
here. What do you need me to do? Which was wonderful because when I was there for your plastics, he worked nights, so he was awake overnight and I worked days. So
Mm-hmm.
he and I just kind of like passed the baton so that I
Yep.
could go to bed and that he could stay up with you and then I would take it over in a couple hours, you know. So he was there. He actually showed up, he did the work, he cared for you, he wanted you to succeed, he wanted you to be healthy, and I love that for you.
Yeah, he's amazing, and I had one of the hardest years that I have had, and I didn't know what was going on with me until I moved here and I got a new therapist. I was told that I could go off my ADHD medication because obviously I'm healing. I don't need to be alert. Like I wasn't working during the time that I was healing from my plastics, and then I went back to work. Um, think about having chronic illness, but also think about like being malnourished and, being a nurse on your feet and most of the time being very alone being the nurse, etc. And I was working in neurosurgery and I would not get lunches half the time. I would come home and I would straight up just infuse and give myself my medicine and I'd sleep 2 hours and I'd go back doing it again. I don't know how I fucking functioned. And I spent a lot of time not being able to get out of bed, not being able to do anything. Because what happens is when you are neurodivergent and have ADHD and you go off your medication, there
Executive
goes,
dysfunction.
yeah. So where your executive thinking is right here. And that is where you process things. And so instead, you are overwhelmed. You don't know how to process anything. And you literally just like, uh, you're just like,
Just
you can't.
paralyzed.
You're
Paralyzed.
paralyzed. It's called ADHD
Paralyzed.
paralysis. And, finding out that that's what was happening, I was like, yep. So, guys, do not let your doctor tell you you can go off your damn fucking ADHD medicine. And I was off my ADHD medicine for like 9 months.
Yeah. You can go off it for a short amount of time, like that's fine. You got to take it, go off it for
Hmm.
a surgery or whatever, like totally fine. Like I didn't take it for I think the first week or two after my plastics because I was like, I don't need this.
Hmm.
I don't need amphetamines. I
Hmm.
need to be sleeping, you know?
Hmm.
But yeah,
But
then
again,
after that,
yeah.
take
But
it. Like,
again,
yeah,
yes, I am a healthcare professional, but I'm not your healthcare professional in that aspect.
right.
Listen to your care team and whoever's prescribing your ADHD medicine.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely getting back on it. It's just been like full circle, like, oh, okay, yep.
Now you can actually accomplish things and
Yes.
yeah.
Well, I still have fucking doom piles everywhere, but we're working on it. We're working on it. I had 9 months of this fucking shit that I'm slowly getting back into it. Obviously, I had some surgeries and shit. So in the meantime, and then of course my mom. I had my mom. My mom is wonderful. Even if she couldn't be there in person, I could to her whenever I needed to, and she would fly up and all the things and you know?
Yeah, your mom and I would like trade off as well. I would leave and she would show up, or she would leave and I would show up and
Yep.
like, hey.
Yep. And then, of course, my little ESA pug Bambi, who is dead ass asleep next to me right now. Yeah. And then, of course, the community. The support in this community is amazing. Obviously, like our names on Patreon are Bariatric Warrior, like guild. And because me and Bex are complete nerds and yeah.
I don't know if you can tell by my background being massive bookshelves. A little bit of a nerd.
So even our original name of our podcast, it was called R2DP. So it was like Star Wars related. Um, yeah. So being nerds, our Patreon levels have guild at the end. And Greg is actually the person who came up with that word. And I was like, it's like we're on an adventure and we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, like type of thing. And he's like, yeah. And when you guys have your patrons and you guys have other resources or referrals, he's like, you are building your bariatric warrior army. That is what is happening because we show up always. We're there despite our own struggles because, again, this journey is not easy. And anyone who tells you that can go themselves.
We swear on this podcast. What are you talking about?
I
Just
mean,
say the F word.
okay, anyone who tells you that you took the easy way out or you're using another tool to help
Well, I did it
the
naturally.
chronic disease of
It's fine.
the
Yeah.
chronic disease of obesity, which we are always going to be battling, can
Hmm.
go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Because you're allowed to do whatever the fuck you want with your body. It is your body. If you want to take a GLP-1, do it. If you want to do nutraceuticals, do it. If you want to have bariatric surgery, do it. If that is something that you have decided to help take back your health and with your care team, do not let anyone else tell you that is the easy way out because it's fucking not. These are tools because we all know that we need this help because every single day of our lives, due to our genetics mainly, we are fighting the chronic disease of obesity. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we are here for. Literally, that's our purpose in this community and in life, honestly, at this point. I do know a few people who don't make their bariatric surgery like their whole lives and identity we have. And I think that's wonderful. But then there are some of us where like, this is literally our lives. And
Mhm.
every day, every single day, we have to do something to keep ourselves from going back to where we were, you know?
Mhm.
So, yeah. I love that. I love that we are there for the community in that way and that the community is there for us.
Yep. Because no journey is linear
Yeah.
and don't compare because that's the thief of joy. And I've regained,
Same, like 3 times after each plastic surgery.
and it was after plastic surgery too. And
Yep.
I feel like
We'll
that's
talk
pretty
about that.
common
We'll talk about that.
also with plastic surgery. That's when a lot of autoimmune diseases decide to just come up and then you get diagnosed with it.
Yep.
We'll
Yeah,
talk about
literally,
that too.
yeah, a phoenix told me that recently, and I was like, well, this makes a lot of sense. That's my whole life is after every surgery,
Yeah.
symptoms have gotten worse. So, yeah, we'll do a whole episode on that. But we are out of time. We will be doing another episode here in a couple weeks with a guest.
Yes. And that
So,
guest is Mel from our Sleeve Life podcast. And we also are going to be on Dad Rob's
yes,
podcast that same day.
we're
So that's
recording
super
that same day.
excited. Yeah, we will be recording on his podcast that same
Same
day.
day.
And then Mel will be on our podcast as well. But Bex, you want to take it away?
Yep. So, thank you for listening to this episode of the Bariatric Warrior podcast. We appreciate your support. And if you like this episode, please leave us a review on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, or Facebook. And if you want to support us further and enjoy exclusive perks like early access to episodes, then please check out our Patreon. All the links you can find them in our description. And if you are needing support, please check out our website, bariatricwarriorsupport.com.
Until
Until
next
next
time,
time,
warriors.
warriors.
Remember,
Remember,
you
you
are
are
seen,
seen,
you
you
are
are
heard,
heard,
and
and
you
you
are
are
not
not
alone.
alone.